Pinocchio runs along the road, dreaming of his father's new coat, when he meets two strange travelers limping by the wayside. A fox pretending to be lame, guiding a blind cat. Beside him, they greet the boy with smooth voices and false smiles.
Good day, young master. Where are you rushing to?
I am going home to my papa,
Pinocchio says proudly.
and look, I have 5 shining gold coins.
The fox's eyes gleam with greed.
The cat's blind face twitches as a silent scheme begins to form between them.
The trap of sweet words, the field of easy wonders.
A foolish wooden boy listening to false wisdom. Come with us to the land of owls.
The fox whispers low,
Plant your gold there.
and watch it grow into riches.
1,000 coins tomorrow.
No effort at all.
For a moment, Pinocchio remembers the cricket's warning, but the promise of endless gold clouds his thoughts. Is it really true? He asks with widening eyes. Can gold truly multiply without work?
Of course, it is the simplest thing in the world.
He forgets his father waiting back at home and follows the pair down the winding road. Together they head toward the land of owls as evening swallows the world in shadow.
The trap of sweet words, the field of easy wonders.
A foolish wooden boy listening to false wisdom. Come with us to the land of owls.
The fox whispers low,
Plant your gold there.
and watch it grow into riches.
Goodbye, Papa. I'll bring you a mountain of gold. They arrive at the Red Crawfish Inn as night falls cold. The travelers suggest a rest before continuing the journey. Pinocchio agrees without suspicion, stepping willingly into the waiting trap. Inside the smoky tavern, shadows stretch across the walls. The fox and the cat smile quietly in the dark. The first thread of betrayal is drawn tight, while the boy sleeps inside his own trust. The trap is set, and the night begins to close in. Caught in the web. Caught in the web. And the cat dine like royalty in the Red Crawfish Inn, feasting on partridges, hare, and sweet wine without care. Pinocchio sits apart, uneasy, untouched by the feast, dreaming instead of fields where gold will grow. Eat well, my friends. The gold will feed us all! the banquet, the travelers suggest a midnight rest, promising to wake him when the bell strikes 12. Pinocchio lies down, trusting their calm voices, while somewhere outside the forest begins to breathe.
The tavern of smiles, the night of borrowed trust, the wake of silence where companions disappear. The bill is left behind and footsteps vanish into the dark, leaving one small puppet to face the empty road. Wake up!
Midnight has passed. The innkeeper wakes him, demanding payment for the feast. Pinocchio trembles, surrendering a single gold coin. He rushes outside alone in the pitch black night. The fox and cat already gone, leaving no trace behind. On the road ahead, a faint blue glow appears on a tree. The talking cricket, like a fading ghost, watches him turn back. Pinocchio, the voice sighs through the wind. Those companions are thieves. Go home while you still can.
The tavern of smiles, the night of borrowed trust, the wake of silence where companions disappear. The bill is left behind and footsteps vanish into the dark, leaving one small puppet to face the empty road. No! I will reach the field of miracles.
He ignores the warning and steps deeper into the forest, clutching his remaining coins tightly in his wooden hand. The ghost fades into silence, leaving only cold air behind. And somewhere unseen, something begins to follow. Trees bend like crooked arms beneath the moonless sky. Steps grow uncertain as the path seems to vanish. The warning still echoes, but he does not turn back, and the darkness begins to close in from all sides. The forest holds its breath as the chase begins. Who's there? Who's there? Two shadowed figures emerge between the trees, their bodies wrapped in black sacks, faces hidden in darkness. Your money or your life, a rough voice growls. Pinocchio bolts forward, faster than than the night wind itself.
Help! They're chasing me!
Are hidden deep inside his wooden mouth, pressed tight beneath his tongue so the thieves cannot find them. The shadows closing, boots crushing branches behind him, hands reach out, grabbing at his coat as he slips free.
The flight through the dead of night,
no path to safety, a
wooden boy running from the jaws of death.
Branches whip his arms, roots try to trip his steps, but fear drives him deeper into the black forest.
Open your mouth!
Give us the gold! In a burst of rage, Pinocchio turns and bites one attacker's hand. Expecting flesh, but only coarse animal fur fills his mouth. He recoils in horror, recognizing the disguise at last, and leaps across a ravine without looking back. He runs for miles, wooden legs burning, splintering with fatigue, until a pale white house appears beneath the moonlight. He pounds on the door, begging for shelter and mercy, while the footsteps behind him grow louder still.
The flight through the dead of night,
no path to safety,
a wooden boy running from the jaws of death.
Branches whip his arms, roots try to trip his steps, but fear drives him deeper into the black forest. Please, open the door! They're going to kill me! Ow! A window opens above him. A girl appears, her hair deep blue like the sea at night. Her face is pale, her eyes closed as if in eternal sleep. I live alone here, she says softly, and I wait for death. Please, don't shut the window. Assassins arrive at last, seizing him in the darkness. Blades strike his chest, metal rings out, but the wood does not break. Instead, the knife snap, scattering into the night. Help me. The assassin is tight in a thick rope around his wooden neck, throwing it over the highest branch of the great oak tree. They lift him into the freezing air, leaving him to hang between life and darkness.
Open your mouth.
Give us the gold. Pinocchio keeps his jaw clenched shut. The gold remains hidden beneath his tongue. The thieves grow restless in the storm and finally turn away, vanishing into the woods.
The hanging of the wooden boy in the winter storm.
A silent body swaying beneath the oak.
No one comes, no voice answers his call.
Only the night watching him break. Papa, if only you were here. The storm pulls him back and forth like a broken thing. The rope tightens, the wood begins to creak. His vision darkens at the edges, and the world grows distant and unreal.
He searches for the White House through fading sight. No light appears,
No footsteps come.
only the thought of his father remains.
Heavy as the rope around his neck.
I'm sorry.
Papa,
The hanging of the wooden boy in the winter storm.
a silent body swaying beneath the oak.
No one comes, no voice answers his call.
Only the night watching him break. Papa, I can't breathe. His limbs stop responding. His breath fades into stillness. The wooden body hangs motionless in the dark, and everything becomes quiet.
Somewhere beyond the forest, a blue light appears. A child stands at a window,
Watching the night itself seems to hesitate, as if something refuses to let him die yet. The puppet hangs between ending and beginning.
Pinocchio.
The blue-haired fairy looks down from her high window, moved by the sight of the wooden boy swaying in the storm. She claps her hands 3 times great falcon descends from the sky. Untie him, bring him here. The falcon cuts the rope with a single strike of its beak, lowering the puppet gently onto the grass below. A white coach appears, drawn by 100 tiny mice, guided by a solemn poodle in a coachman's coat. The grace of the blue fairy in the silence of night, a hand extended into the shadow of death. The broken puppet carried into warmth and light, as darkness folds back into dreamlike calm. Wake up, wooden child, you are not lost yet. 3 learned voices gather at his bedside, a crow, an owl, and the talking cricket. The crow declares him dead, the owl insists he still breathes. The cricket speaks last, he is alive, but still a foolish son. The cricket's words pierce the silence. The puppet begins to weep beneath the blankets, his wooden chest shaking with sorrow. The doctors step back as the fairy approaches. The grace of the blue fairy in the silence of night, a hand extended into the shadow of death. The broken puppet carried into warmth and light, as darkness folds back into dreamlike calm. Drink, it will heal you. I won't, it is too bitter, he cries, turning his face away from the glass. The fairy's voice turns calm but final. Then the coffin will come for you. Enter without sound, carrying a tiny coffin on their shoulders. The room freezes, Pinocchio screams and grabs the glass. He drinks. The rabbits vanish into the shadows. The puppet breathes again, saved. Saved.
The medicine works its magic, and Pinocchio leaps up completely cured. The fairy questions him gently. about his journey through the darkened woods. "Where are the 4 gold coins?" she asks with a tender smile. The puppet hesitates, unwilling to reveal the treasure he wishes to keep. "Ah, I lost them, fairy. I lost them in the forest." The moment the words escape his mouth, something strange begins to happen. His wooden nose grows longer, stretching out by a full 2 inches. The fairy smiles knowingly, asking again where he left the gold. "I swallowed them with the medicine," he replies with yet another lie. The lie of a foolish puppet, the truth carved upon his face. Each false word he speaks adds miles to his disgrace. His nose stretches so far he cannot turn his head around. A ridiculous monument of deceit, binding him to the ground. "Stop it! It's still growing! Help me, fairy!" He tells a 3rd lie to hide the rest, and the nose erupts in size, stretching across the entire room, bursting through the open window. He cannot move, he cannot walk, trapped by his own wooden beak, while the fairy laughs softly at the lesson he must learn. Lies have short legs, Pinocchio, or very long noses. The puppet cries in agony, his tears soaking the wooden floor. He begs for forgiveness, promising he will never lie again. The fairy takes pity, clapping her hands once more, and 1,000 woodpeckers fly in through the grand window frame. The lie of a foolish puppet, the truth carved upon his face. Each false word he speaks adds miles to his disgrace. His nose stretches so far he cannot turn his head around. A ridiculous monument of deceit, binding him to the ground. Ouch! My eyes! Just chip away the nose! The birds peck away the excess wood, restoring his nose to normal size. Pinocchio embraces the blue fairy, thanking her with all his heart. She promises he will live with her, and his father Geppetto will come too. The puppet runs off to meet his father, overflowing with joy. "Papa is coming! I must run to meet him on the road." But as he walks through the forest, a familiar voice calls his name. The fox and the cat wait hidden behind a massive bush. They greet him warmly, ready to weave their web of lies again. And the foolish boy forgets his vow, stepping back into danger. The lesson is forgotten, and the cycle of deceit begins anew. Back in the trap, back in the trap. meets the thieves again, forgetting all his earlier pain. The fox explains they were attacked by the very same assassins. We barely escaped with our lives. The scoundrel sighs and lies. Then he asks why the puppet has not yet planted his gold in the field of miracles. We have been waiting for you, young master. The field lies just ahead. My papa is coming to the fairy's house, Pinocchio says with hesitation. But the fox scoffs, promising a harvest of 10,000 coins. Why settle for 5, the thief whispers, when you can buy a city tomorrow? The puppet's heart ignites with greed, abandoning his father once again. The blindness of greed, the city of foolish owls, straying from the righteous path to chase a mountain of dust. The thieves guide him through the gates of a miserable, rotting town, where every creature is stripped bare, wearing a crown of rust. Let's go! Lead me to the field of miracles! They arrive at a barren field of weeds and cracked dry earth. Dig a hole right here, the fox commands, and drop your gold inside. Pinocchio digs with his bare hands, placing in his 4 remaining coins, covering them with soil and pouring water from a nearby stream. Now leave this place for 20 minutes, the cat says with a grin. Return to the town and wait while the magic works beneath the soil. The puppet bows deeply, walking away with an eager smile, counting each minute in his head, dreaming of golden harvests. Thank you, my dear friends. I shall return very soon. The blindness of greed, the city of foolish owls, straying from the righteous path to chase a mountain of dust. The thieves guide him through the gates of a miserable, rotting town, where every creature is stripped bare, wearing a crown of rust. I will be rich, a true gentleman of wealth. 20 minutes pass and the puppet runs back to the field. He expects a magnificent tree, its branches heavy with gleaming gold. But the field is empty, only the hole remains wide open. His precious 4 gold coins have vanished into thin air. A mocking parrot perches above, bursting into sharp laughter. You foolish puppet, it squawks. The thieves stole your money and fled. While you waited in town, they dug up the gold and ran away. Pinocchio collapses, howling in pure despair. The fortune is gone, and the lesson comes far too late. All gone.